Stay in To MechWarriors and welcome back to another episode of RogueTech as we continue the campaigns of Rippers Rumblers. On the Discord, that was the one that ended up winning the vote, so we have decided to become Rippers Rumblers, partially because we have two mechs that get in close and rumble with you, so this is going to be a lot of fun. Anyway, our first mission of the day shall be an embassy extraction. It'll be a recovery for 84,000 C-bills, a maximum salvage of 3 of 13 priority, and a single skull of difficulty. One of our VIPs is in a local government facility on Glacier. We need to get her off-world, but the building is surrounded by Lyran forces. You'll sweep aside the opposition, recover our VIP, and transport her to the designated landing zone for extraction. Be prepared for opposition. The Lyran units surrounding the embassy won't let you extract our personnel without a fight. Payment will be issued when you deliver our VIP alive and in one piece. The enemy has to be expecting an attempt to break the siege, so there will be significant resistance. Alright, let's drop down in here, and I want to just take a moment to just say thank you to everybody who tuned in for episode 1 of this season and is tuning in now. The response was absolutely amazing. I was just completely blown away. Normally the videos, and keep in mind, this is a very tiny YouTube channel, very small time. Normally, we'd look at maybe 30 views for a video. If it gets good, we might get up to 50 or 60. We got over 200 views on episode 1. For me, that's big, and I just wanted to say thank you to everybody in the community who saw the post on Reddit, or who saw the post in their recommendations and stopped on by and said hi and just viewed things, because that's really cool to me. We even had Lady Electo comment on the video, which I thought was really awesome to have the mod author herself actually come around. Also, as an other side note, something we did notice in the first episode was I didn't recognize the Valiant. I had never heard of it. I did look it up on Sarna and found it, but I still didn't know where this model had come from. Apparently, this is the first model that has come out community-made instead of just being ported over from MechWarrior Online for this game, and this makes me very optimistic moving forward for what sort of mechs we can see, because we're not just going to be limited to whatever was made from MechWarrior Online. So with that out of the way, let us roll on into this area. Still no sensor contacts, which is a bit concerning. We are moving at quite the pace, and we don't really have a scout mech, but I was kind of hoping to know who was coming towards us while we tried to get this ambassador out of here, but still no targets so far. We do have a couple of mechs that are going to be perfectly ready to rumble with anybody we actually run into, so getting in close is not going to be a problem. It's just interesting because, well, what happened? Well, where's the enemy going to be? Let's jump immediately onto the top. We've got targets. We've got a fire starter. We've got a Raven. Oh, that could be a problem. And a Commando. So hopefully the Valiant will be able to be covered decent enough. He's in the target area, but he doesn't have a target. But luckily for us, he is sitting in the middle of a mineral field now, so he is somewhat protected. We've got a fourth target. I saw it was a Wasp, so we're going to try and move Ripper into range to shoot somebody. We can't really see any target, but I think this is fine. At this kind of distance, I'm not sure if they've got me on a decent enough sensor lock anyway. 50% with slug ammo. We could go, I think, yeah, we're going to go for LBX. Firing at them using our cluster rounds, and the reason for that is these mechs, one, it's probably a pirate mission, it's only one skull, and these mechs are light mechs, so any damage at all might break through something. So I'm thinking we are going to launch onto the Commando. The fire starter is going to take a little bit more work. I'd like to get more accurate fire on that, so let's open fire with the MMLs and the tag and our cluster rounds. Ooh, managed to get quite a few hits on that one, although I don't think we actually managed to tag him, unfortunately. Probably missed very slightly, although the Commando has been touched. Raven moving on forward. The Raven could be equipped with a wide variety of weapon systems, could be anything from an SRM-6 to large lasers. You never quite know with that mech. Hatchet Man, we are going to sprint. I want to get him as far forward as possible. We want to get him in there for a little bit of fire support. For the Valiant, I want both of the melee mechs in tight with the enemy. That way they can do what they were designed to do. Only a 44% chance, but we're going to keep the cluster fire going down on the Commando. Couple more hits, and that was a penetrator. Omega probably not going to be able to get a shot, let's be honest. AC-20, not really designed to operate at this sort of range. So he's just going to sprint on in there and let things ride. Setting up for the next round, we have the VIP in sight, and now we have to extract through this enemy force. With any luck, this fire starter will actually reveal himself, because I'd like to axe with the Valiant. While the Valiant, we were able to keep his Vibro Sword, and while it shows an axe, it should be a sword. We had to drop one of the medium lasers because, unfortunately, the mech wasn't 100% put in properly. It should have a light fusion engine. It does not. That would have saved it 2 tons, but Still a fantastic mech. I'm not going to complain. I'm just commenting. That's one of the limitations it's currently under. So let's see if we can get a sprint. We can get back towards friendly lines. So that's pretty good. I want to stay within some... I can't get a shot if I want to get within this mineral field. Oh, I can if I come back over here. It's going to be an obstructed shot, but that should be okay. Can I get a shot on the commando? Just had to do a quick check for there. Nope. It'll be 1.5 pips of evasion, which turns into... 4 pips of evasion, not terrible. 10%, 4.3%. Fire at the fire starter. Just a pair of medium, ER medium lasers, not doing a whole ton of damage, but we did hit him with one, so that'll work out quite nicely. And the commando hopefully has been dented enough where he'll want to stay away from the battle. There is also a wasp somewhere off in this distance. We did see him flash up for just a moment, and there he is again. Now, this Raven might be equipped with a Beagle active probe, so they may be watching everything we're doing, which puts us in a little bit of a rough position. I think I want to sprint and just get in tight with him. Really do. Also, we might get a couple of line of sight shots on people. And still no LOS, unfortunately. Got our medium pulses on our clusters, and yeah, this fire starter is going to have to eat everything. Fire. It's not great accuracy, but we're firing a lot of times thanks to pulse laser. Ooh, an entire volley completely missed. We are getting penetrating hits, though, and something cracked, so we've managed to damage some sort of internal equipment. Wonderful. And it's going to be the enemy's turn. Let's see what they're going to do with this one. The Raven coming on forward. We know it's a 35 ton. It's a 2X, which I have been told, at least if I'm remembering this correctly, this Raven sacrifices most of the electronic warfare kit for just weapons and blowing things up. So we may not have too much to worry about there. Hunchback, I want to get close to use that big old cannon. That's my major concern there. So we are going to rush it right close. Also gives them an additional target to have to worry about. And we've got 2 targets, 17% on both of them. Going to shut off the autocannon. I don't want it to recoil. I want to be able to have good accuracy on a shot when we actually can get a good shot here. We are going to fire the small laser. It's not a big deal. And I'm going to focus the fire starter because we know we've opened it up a little bit. Raven is in good shape. He's got 3 energy weapons and an unknown missile. Could be a large laser, but if I can take this out, he's got 2 ballistic. 3 misses, unfortunately, from the Hunchback. He really needs to be in close to use that autocannon. And we need something a little bit better than sensor blips. Ripper is up, and will Ripper have a shot? Well, he will. I could sprint him forward to get a little bit better one. I'm going to rely on these MMLs, though. The medium missile launchers, they've proven to be quite accurate. And 56%, clusters at a 25. I'm tempted to reset the cannon, but we're not going to. We're just going to open fire, see if we can't break something. One of the medium lasers able to hit. Clusters getting some hits, although I didn't see any hits on that already exposed torso. A little bit unfortunate. I had been hoping for that. Alright, enemy turn. Are they going to move within sight range? That's kind of what I'm hoping for. Because I need to get Brother and Hammer to be able to smash into something, and I can't do that until I can see them. So a little bit of shimmying going on over to the side. The Raven coming into view, opening fire with a large laser. Lucky for us, our evasion and the mineral field able to protect us from that. So we have the Raven 2X now in sight. And we're going to rush up and smash that pretty hard. So running right on in here. We're going to go for the side. If we get lucky, we might take out a leg. 99.1% chance to hit for 90 damage. So let's run in with our adorable little 35-ton kill machine. Smashing into it, tore off an arm, damaged one of the torsos. Not the best hit we could have gotten. I would have liked to hit the leg just to knock him over, make him more vulnerable and exposed. Looks like Ripper will be up next after one of the enemies makes their move. Yep, we're still waiting on that. Oh, the Raven stood right back up. Oh, no, the Raven didn't fall. So the fire starter on the move, sprinting off to the corner, probably looking to get a back shot on somebody. And if... yeah, he's definitely maneuvering to try and get a back shot. Didn't able to actually get the right angle that he needed. Ripper will be up next, and Ripper will attempt to capitalize on the fact that we now know exactly where the enemy is. We'll have a good chance of hitting pretty much everything. Those MMLs, they're good at short range and at long range. There's a 74% chance to hit him, and we may be able to tear open this torso. So cluster select, we're ready to go. Let's rock and roll. And lots of good hits in there. Hunting for criticals. Upper arm destroyed. He has been tagged. Unfortunately, we still don't have good information. He is no longer evasive, which leaves him vulnerable for Brother. Oh, it's unfortunate because what I really want to do is I want to make Brother punch somebody else. I'm going to try a reserve. It does go down to Omega, which is kind of good because what I want Omega to do is I want Omega to basically put a shell into this guy that he won't be able to avoid. We are going to walk a little bit slowly, but I think the Raven probably has the biggest weapon in the group. Turn that AC-20 on. Let's give him something to think about. managed to completely open him up. I'm surprised he actually survived that. He failed his stability check. He'll be down to a single wound. Nope. The pilot ejected. He's out of there. That's most of a Raven we're going to capture. That was what I would kind of been hoping up for. I think we've got a couple of 2X parts already. We might be able to build something with this. And the Wasp coming into view, Mr. Mini Vindicator. Until we actually get a proper model. And now that I've seen what they're going to do with the Valiant, I am just so psyched to see what they're going to do for things like the Wasps and the Stingers and every other variant that we currently can see. So we're going to run up here and we're going to punch him in the back. 113 damage and 98.5%. Ain't perfect, but it's about as close as we're going to get. Oh, and just cut him in two. It's beautiful. This mech is gorgeous. This melee style is so much fun. It's very rewarding. At least it'll be rewarding early on. Maybe it'll continue like this, but... Oh, lots of fire coming down. He did have a large laser. There's a Valiant taking it like a champ right in the right torso, and he's doing fine. And Hammer would like to get some of his own back, so what he's going to do, he's going to run right around to the back. It's a 99-1 once again, able to use this sword. I kind of think it would be awesome if we could get a model that actually had the sword instead of the axe. I'm not sure how that'll work, but just some thoughts. Managed to tear off his leg and a torso. He's going down, and he'll be down to 2 wounds. Wow, this was actually a fairly good pilot if he had 4 health. So he's on his back, down to 2 wounds, and time for the Firestarter to come charging back in. Will he be able to save his friend? I assume he's got flamers and machine guns. Flamers aren't going to be so effective against these two, since they're just going to walk up and, well, punch people. So they don't really care about Heath. Valiant taking another couple of hits valiantly. Oh, we've got an exposed. No! We've lost a double heatsink. We're going to have to remember to replace that, because that will be critical. Because of that, Omega hasn't gone yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk over here. I'm going to try and get a close range shot here. We're going to get right on top of him. See if we can't box him, and he's not in cover. The Firestarter has been exposed. Both of his torsos are open. It's not a great shot, but it is a shot. Let's see if we can't shatter something. And cluster rounds tearing the engine apart. Wonderful. Okay, so the Valiant's going to be in for repairs. Kind of to be expected. It is a light mech that we are designing to throw right into the face of the enemy. A bit unfortunate that we lost a double heatsink. We're going to have to see if we can't recover one. And we're just going to line up... Oh, wait, you're the hatchet man. Whoops. Blow off his other leg. Yeah, go for the leg. Get additional points, parts, that sort of thing. Probably shouldn't have fired everything, if I'm completely honest. Oh, maybe? Nope, he just blew the whole thing up. Okay, we can work with that. I'm more than willing to be operating under those circumstances. Alrighty, so a bit unfortunate the Valiant has lost a double heatsink. Hopefully we'll be able to repair it and put it back in because, well, it's awesome, and I don't want to lose any parts to it. The Valiant, yep, did take a penetrating hit. Unfortunate. It only did 6 damage, but that was enough to break the double heatsink. Alrighty, at least it didn't break anything super important. Yep, we do have a whole bunch of Raven parts, and we can secure a Raven, and I think I want to do that, unless you've got engine core, not really interested, heat sinks, not really interested, jump jet, no. Listen, kill ammo, ooh. +1 accuracy for short-range missiles. That would be pretty nice to have, but I'm gonna have to go for the mech secure. Lock that down. Did we get the listen, kill ammo? We didn't. I had small hope. We did get the fusion core, though. That's pretty nice. And the twin plus medium lasers. That's not terrible at all. Wait, 1, 2. We got every single one of those Raven parts. Oh, that's not bad at all. So we are going to get a Raven and most of another Raven. That's pretty cool. So we've already started our second Raven. And this is the first brand new mech that we've built in the campaign. That feels pretty good. We're going to have to see what we can do to it. Now, like I said, I do believe this is the non-electronic warfare version, which would be a bit unfortunate because it would be nice to have something with amazing sensors that we could use as a fantastic scout, but I suppose beggars can't be choosers. At least not yet. Not until we start building all the things that we need. So waiting for it to come back to the main screen. Well, yeah, one of the things that would be really cool about the Valiant... Oh, we are surrounded. We do not gain any influence, but we're not really fighting in that war. Many of the Ravens captured by the Federated Suns in the Forced Succession War were refitted in 3030 to the 2X standard. This variant replaced the EW equipment with a large laser. So, not perfect. So it was the version that does not have the electronic warfare equipment. But hey, a decent light mech is a decent light mech. 2 days for the Valiant, 6 days on the Enforcer from last time. Let's take a quick gander at the mech bay at our brand new mech. So we do have a Raven. We are full up on bays, which is a good thing because we're working on bay 2 now, right now. It has been 2 weeks since the last mission so that we could repair up the 2 mechs. Alright, it doesn't look like we got much out of this thing. Let's patch it, and what did we lose? Pretty much everything. So SRM-6 we lost, the medium lasers we lost, the pluses, the large lasers, the heat sinks, the fusion core. No, we kept the fusion core. Oh, that's not terrible, because we also got the fusion core. So it is 12 tons of mech remaining, and it does need quite a few parts. So what does it need? We need 3 heat sinks, 1, 2, and we need a third one on here in order to complete the heatsink setup. So we'll throw one right in the CT. There's no other hard points we can put right there. So that'll set that up. It needs areas that are destroyed, but we've already fixed that, and is under-tonned. So what we could do is throw on a warfare suite. Oh, we could... Advanced Warfare Systems, Active Probe, Electronic Countermeasure Suite. We could turn our Raven into an actual, like, old-style Raven. That could work out quite nicely, actually. So, how much movement do we currently have out of this thing? It is a 5.8, which is not terrible. It's not amazing, but it's not terrible. So, what else could we do to this thing? If we wanted to make it a deadly assassin, throw in a gyro defense, give it a little bit more protection. The heat efficiency is 10 for 30 at the moment. We do have a slick, sweet cockpit. It does have C3 slave in it, plus 5% increase. So we're kind of turning this into our Super Scout, which I'm not opposed to at all. Hands, I think it has restricted actuators. Yeah, it can't support the hand actuators. Ravens don't have arms, that being the problem. Weapons. We would have to do something really fun with the weapons. Really, actually, I kind of want to go back to that Large Laser Plus because we've got it. So we could throw it right into one of the other arms. It gives us 4 more tons. And what I could also do, I kind of don't want to do with this, but we could also do throwing in a double heatsink kit. Now, the double heatsink kit gives us a heatsinking of 51 for 42 at the moment. And we are missing critical... Ooh, can I not do it if I don't have double heatsinks? Oh, that's a wrinkle I had not considered. It's a double heatsink kit, ironically actually requires double heatsinks. So what I could do at this point then is just put on a whole bunch of heatsinks, although I've only got 2, which kind of puts me in a bit of a bind because I've got 2 tons left and my heat efficiency is 36 for 52 or for 42. So we are a little bit off from being able to actually pull this off. And I'm not quite sure I want to put everything on here like this. Seems like such a heavy investment. The large laser really kind of doesn't strike me as being the best use of this. While large lasers will be great later on, for now we kind of need pilots who are going to be a little more capable of hitting things. I am okay with turning it into a good scout. The gyro defense makes it a better scout because it's a survivable scout. So let's give it weapons that a scout would want. Something that shoots rapidly. Missiles? I do not have SRMs of any description. Can get a narc beacon. Turn it into even better support systems. Throw that on there. We will give it haywire ammo for the additional accuracy. That's how that works, right? Target suffers... I think so. Fire an array of tactical munitions. This fires a single narc beacon that attaches itself. Uses narc ammo. Haywire narc ammo. Okay, so it's a teaser mech so far. We are going to need an actual punch on this mech, though. And unfortunately, we really don't have much of one. So we'll throw on another pair of medium lasers right there. I could actually go with an ER medium laser for an additional 5 heat. We're okay here at this heat level. We could actually go a little bit further, although armor's a bit light. I'd like to get a little bit more on that. And we don't have any ammunition for our fluid gun, so we can't really do anything with that. So this is just us going through sort of the thought process on how we build a mech, just what sorts of things we consider. I really would like to get a little bit more armor on these legs. They're very vulnerable, but I'd also like to get some jump jets on this thing, as it would make it much faster and maneuverable. Can take off one of these. That gives me enough for my jump jets. So we'll put on 2 tons of jump jets, give it some nice leaping maneuverability. Now, our heat sinking for weapons, we can handle it. So as long as we're on a neutral planet, we're good. If we start jumping around, we're going to have a couple of problems. But really, this mech is more of a support mech, that's for sure. I'd like to get another medium laser on here. I really could do it, but that would push our heat a little bit too far. So we're going to use the rest of the tonnage for armor. We're going to bring this thing just a little bit more protection so it's less vulnerable to being blown away. And just a bit more. We don't have a whole ton left. Alright. That's really not good. Let's be honest with ourselves. That is not good. Give me that ER. So, the heat efficiency has now officially gone into the negative. We're generating 5 heat per turn. That might help out a little bit more. But really, the reason why we would take this one is for additional sensor systems. It would be a scout mech. It takes us 47 days. Oh, that's brutal. Do I confirm this? What am I losing on this? I'm losing my job. We can't. I'll come back and I'll revisit this concept anyway. But for now, it's not going to be ready for quite some time, so we're going to set it up just as a straight up refit, reset. So patch everything, lock it down. Doesn't have enough heat sinks. That's fine. We're not super concerned about it at the moment. So Valiant on top, Enforcers next, Ravens next. So give us 2 days to wait, just chilling around. 1 and 2. Intersphere politics impact everything they touch, even down here in the periphery. We're not doing flashpoints. We're likely not doing flashpoints anyway, simply because I don't think RogueTech supports them. Maybe, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. We do have to check our B-team pilots. I don't think anybody had anything ready to go. They did not, but we're going to look for a B-team mission. We have the mechs, and we want to sort of evenly train up the material, so let's go check out to see what's available. We do have an escort mission. Escorts are a little bit rough because, well, they're dangerous. 5 of 21, though. Odds are, though, we fight a whole ton of vehicles. But additional supplies and weapons is something we actually do need. So let's go with this. This will also redeem us for annoying the Lyran Commonwealth in the last mission, because we were fighting the Lyrans, unfortunately. So they don't like us quite as much as they did. All right, let's set up our pilots. Oh no, the Valiant. The Valiant needs some more repairs. Oh, we're just a little bit scatterbrained in this episode. I want to go back into fighting more, but unfortunately, we have to focus on some things first. Goodbye, double heatsink. We have a... Oh no. Uh-oh. That's a problem. I don't have a double heatsink. Okay, we're going to send him out anyway. So we're not going to fix the mech. And we're going to hope that we get a double heatsink soon. So we were taking that escort for 5 of 21. Fixing our relationship. Take the A-team off the mechs. Put the B-team on the mechs. And I want my multi-targeting person to be on the Centurion. Shoot and Scoot Exodus will take the Valiant. Hacker will be in the Hatchet Man. And Majestic in the Hunchback. I have no idea if that's the setup I had last time. Still sorting to feel them out to see where they're going. We already know what the A-team does, but the B-team, well, we're sort of getting them ready. Oh, am I not allowed to field this mech? Just straight up? Come on. You can't do that to me. That's... It says it's ready to go. Yeah, they're probably doing that to me, because... Yeah. That is unfortunate on several levels. Ship it. What happens? Confirm. Yeah, it can't be fielded in battle. For want of a single double heatsink, we cannot field the Valiant in battle. Well, let's quickly check to see if anybody else has a double heatsink that we can rob. Alright, you've got a double heatsink. You've got a double heatsink kit. Your fusion core has a -2. So you need 2. You've only got 2. Can't take from you. And the Hatchet Man. Well, this is an interesting wrinkle I'd never had before. Compact heat sinks, that is not the same. That is very unfortunate. So we are going to have to wait another couple of days in order to get the Enforcer out of repairs, because the Valiant simply cannot be fielded right now. I mean, we could take a 1... I could take a 3 Lance, but I'm not going to do that on a mission like that. So we're going to chill for a little bit. Mech Bay 2 is complete. That will allow us to then set up ship upgrades. Automation. Oh no, that's refit harness. Where's automation? There's automation. To get our second Mech Bay working at maximum efficiency. Quite a bit of faffing about on this episode. There we go. And let's go to the barracks because we're bringing the A-team now. The A-team's no longer being exhausted, so we're going to quickly check through to see if they've got any skills. I could go with the tactics or guts. +2 initiative and reduced hesitation would be nice. And injury melee resist. Where are my hammer guys? Give you well, you don't really need a gunnery. We'll give you a tactics boost. The additional initiative will serve you well because you'll be able to swing that hammer quite effectively. And brother, same deal. We're going to give him a tactics boost, which is a bit odd for me considering how highly I prize gunnery. Alrighty, finally we will go on the mission. I didn't realize that it was going to completely prevent us from being able to do that. Do I want a hammer on this mission? Especially in a gun enforcer. Sorry, hammer. I've just put you aside. So bullet trap we're taking. So we are taking pretty much all of our gunners, which may not work out to be perfect, but hopefully we will not suffer too much for our decisions. So we're going to be dropping down on a mission to go after and protect a convoy. It'll be 5 of 21 salvage, which could give us all the weapons and double heat sinks that we could ever need. I doubt it, but we're going to try. Gosh, losing out on the single double heatsink has just completely trashed the mech. I could try and pull out that double heatsink kit. That may be a solution. I can't imagine the mech generates that much heat. After all, it only has 2 medium lasers. So 78,000 for our troubles and a half skull. And a longtime enemy of the Lyran Commonwealth has unexpectedly turned herself into local authorities and will now be extradited to another system for trial. The planetary government does not want to see her testify and will stop her from leaving the planet. We've secured a convoy of armored vehicles to transport the criminal, but we need extra firepower of your mechs to guarantee its safe path to the evacuation zone. Let's drop in and protect this criminal from being, stopped from being extradited. Alright, let's jump on in as soon as we can. We've got nothing on scopes as of yet. Omega, you are up. In your hunchback? Really? Wow, you must have rolled really well. No, everybody else just rolled really terribly. But then again... Wow, no, just everybody rolled really terribly. A 12? Seriously? Alright, we're going to move the entire convoy forward because I'm going to kind of doubt that the enemy's going to show up prior to us actually triggering the mark. It is a half-skull only mission, so I don't think the enemy is actually holding down the position. Especially because it's going immediately to us. So sprinting as fast as we can. We are in the Badlands, unfortunately, which does mean things are a little bit hotter than they otherwise would be.
Reporting enemy contact.
And, ooh, brother can go first. We're going to reserve with brother because I want to get sight on him so I can actually charge with him. We do have a Saladin, which has an AC-20 on board, which is terrifying. It's not the sort of thing that you want to run into in a dark alley. Can I get Omega up there? In time. Well, it'll be interesting to see if Omega will actually be able to see. He has a height advantage, and we can see the Spider and the Saladin. Oh no, it's a Scorpion alarm. Don't care. Fire! And there goes half his mech, and we managed to get a pretty decent number of shots in with the rest of us. Got a core crit, -6 initiative, and some health down. The pilot is not having a good time already. I'm kind of actually surprised that we managed to nail him with that AC-20. Oh, Spider having a bad day. It's not necessarily a bad day for us, though. And now let's see if we can get brother close enough to actually axe him. Nope, it's not going to come to him. It's going to move over to Ripper. Ripper might be able to get a line of sight. He can, and that'll still be a pretty decent shot. Now he is open, I think. Well, he's close enough to being open for all that I care about. So we're going to target the Spider, and we're going to tear him apart. So lasers getting penetrating hits, and the follow-up tore out the core. Alright, so Spider's out of the way. That's 33% of the enemy blocking force. We haven't taken a shot yet. Well, we did take a couple of missiles, but I'm more worried about the Saladin with an AC-20. That's moderately terrifying. I wish I could get faster than this because a Saladin with an AC-20 coming around a corner could kill anybody he wants. Switch to the LBX. We're going to give him some shells. And Bullet Trap is up finally. And Bullet Trap, will you have a shot? You have a direct line of sight there. I'm going to give it a chance. Enforcer also going to set over to the cluster rounds. Oh no, he doesn't have an LBX. He's a standard AC-10. Fired that off into Oz, so that ain't actually going to have an influence on the battle. Goes up to the enemy turn. Saladin's coming back. Will the Saladin be able to get a good shot? He has line of sight. Oh, cross your fingers and close your eyes because we're about to find out who's going to die. Oh good, he missed. Oh, Saladins are terrifying. anything with an AC-20 is terrifying, but Saladins are extra terrifying because they're super nimble, generally. They're hover tanks. They're basically, you put an AC-20 on a hovercraft and you let it run. Hatchet Man taking some fire from some missiles. Looks like a couple of hits towards the end of that salvo, but the initial part of the salvo we did pretty well on. Ripper is going to move up first, and Ripper, what sort of accuracy? 25%, 22%. How about if I sprinted to get into the side angle? 30%, we're going to take that one. Set the LBX to slug. How about if I shut it off for the reset, I think. Only got to get through 25 health. Yeah, we're going to shut off for the reset. Okay, both medium lasers missed. Got a whole bunch of missile shots on, and unfortunately the tag got a miss. However, I think we should be able to follow up without too much trouble. Bullet Trap and his Enforcer. We're looking at a 22. If he sprinted to the side, he could get an obstructed side angle shot of even worse. So let's walk this one as close as we can. And this one, I am going to keep the AC-10 on, because you never know. Nope, he missed. Structure exposed. Unfortunately, he hasn't actually blown everything up on the structure. Brother, I was kind of hoping to save you, but that's perfectly alright. That is the right side of the... It is the right side, which is unfortunately the other side. If we hit him with this attack, it doesn't matter which side we're going to hit him on. He will just die. So wait for the hatchet man to come and swing the hatchet. Nope, he's just going to go for this. He missed. Okay, I didn't quite realize that you had suicidal tendencies. Otherwise, I would have taken that into account.
What's up, boss?
Alright, so now it does matter which side we hit him from. So that'll be a 20%. Can I just step on him, please? I can. Okay. An 87%. I am going to turn my back to him. This is the right side of the vehicle. Yeah, step on it. It's going to be an 84, so hopefully that'll be enough. Okay, good. You got him. I was a little bit worried when the hatchet man managed to miss. Alrighty, so we do still have to worry about him, but I think Omega can get to him. Lovely. Let's roll up here. We're going to move over to the side. It's going to be a 77%, but I have hope. And the Hunchback says, not yet goodbye, but mostly. But Brother's up next, and Brother should be able to handle this. Brother, this is kind of your job. It's what you were built to do. Can you please, well, you know, do it? You have, well, I suppose he's not using the hatchet, so I gotta hold that for him. Able to stomp on the direct center of that. He is just gone. We've lost any chance of getting LRMs, but really, who cared? They were LRMs. We have secured the frontal area, and I don't think we've taken too much damage, so we are kind of okay. And we can also let our autocannons resettle, although we had already started doing that because the chances of them hitting anything were terrible. Really, the MMLs are probably the best thing about this mech. The fact that they're Artemis and he has an Artemis targeting computer is just fantastic. Get us within the zone, please. Just to trigger the event so we can actually start getting things on the move. We will brace up. And Brother, I want you to... Where do we think the end is this? I'm going to guess somewhere off over in this direction. I have no idea, though. Yeah, the map ends off on the left side, so it's got to be off in this direction. Then we're going to sprint over here. If worse comes to worse, he has jump jets. He can maneuver anywhere he needs to be. Lock that down. We've got Omega on the move next. Got the Hunchback rolling out.
Understood. Moving fast.
And we'll follow up, of course, with a bullet trap in the back.
Standing by.
His Enforcer. It's nice. It's a decent mech. It's okay. It's solid. It's reliable. It's just not anything special. And they're making way towards the extraction point. Okay. So the extraction point is right down the hill, and here is all of our little friends. They are heavy-wheeled APCs, and they have little blinky markers telling you that they're the most important thing on the map at the moment. Alright. I've just realized a considerable problem doing this operation, and that is finding the enemy could prove to be difficult. What the heck? I do not know what that is, but I'm seriously hoping that it's not a problem that's going to actually cause us to lose the game, because you've spawned down at the basement. Well, we're about to find out. So we'll lock the hatchman down. Now, my main concern that I had before I noticed this guy is below the terrain, and therefore potentially will ruin our opportunity to actually win this mission. Because I can't see the enemy, I can't really prepare for the enemy. Remember when I said early on that the changes made in RogueTech to reflect that all blind rules turned the gameplay on its head? Yeah, I wasn't kidding. I just really desperately hope that the map doesn't glitch out on us. Because I'm seeing this guy is underneath the world. And that holds some major concerns for me. Alright, APCs on the move. They are in sight of the objective. Okay, there's more APCs over there. Okay, so it was just a glitch. Either that or it returned back to an origin of some description. We will get Omega on the move. He's going to keep up with the people, using his autocannon 20 as a morale-improving device. I know I would feel a lot better if I saw a Hunchback riding alongside my APC. It's like, oh, I am perfectly safe. They ain't going to get me. Up until the point where, well, they get you. Still nothing on sensors, but I am anticipating them at any moment. The anticipation is getting to me. So keeping the Lance relatively close in, protecting them, defending as best as they can. And we will bring the Centurion sort of bringing up the rear, kind of. The Centurion, very solid, reliable mech. I'm very much a fan of it. APC's on the move. Please tell me you didn't get stuck. You didn't. Okay, good. Stay with the group, please. It's a lot more APCs than I thought.
Need something, Chief?
Alright, brother. Get closer to the extraction point.
No shooting, just running.
And nothing on sensors. It's just a big empty area. This could be concerning. Or maybe it's just going to drop in somewhere that we weren't expecting. Keep the group on the move. We want to be up front and forward. And we're just going to reserve now. Let the APCs make their move first. Because I'd like them to all get rolling forward before I move out of range of them. Oh, whoops. Oh, the APCs move first. My mistake. And they are trying to get around themselves. Alrighty, I see what's going on here.
Hey there.
So, brother is going to roll right here. Where is the enemy? The greatest of my concerns. I don't want to get too far from the convoy, but also want to spread out so that I can instantly react to wherever the enemy may be. Kind of wish I had the Valiant at the moment, because the Valiant would be able to easily leap on forward into any target location and be able to provide instant axe support. You know, would be the idea.
Standing by.
And Ripper is going to keep on moving sort of with the convoy. Hopefully they will get through as fast as they can. Although this is the AI we're talking about, which the convoy AI is not exactly what you might call brilliant. So convoy AI on the move, trundling forward bit by bit. Now, we're not going to make a ton of cash out of this one, although if you get everybody to survive, things could be pretty amusing. So just kind of hop between different covered areas, guarding, entrenching, protecting myself as best as I can. I am going to sprint way up here, just in case. Although this does run the risk of us having our hatchet man way out of position and extremely vulnerable. But I think if we're right on this, then he'll immediately be able to dive on somebody and annihilate them, which is kind of the goal here.
Let's move.
And then we can provide long-range fire support because we'll have him in view. And therefore be able to support each other in many new and interesting ways.
Got it.
Still no targets as of yet. Although the moment one of these APCs manages to actually get into the extraction zone, I expect the drop to happen. And there it is! And the drop apparently happening well away. Alright, so we can't just abandon the APCs because we've got to actually bring them home. We don't want it to be like the last episode of Starburst Campaign where we were basically babysitting a single mech, or a single group of people all the way home. I'm going to, brother, sprint. Maybe I shouldn't be sprinting so much and so aggressively. This could get me killed.
Copy that.
Alright, we got sensor locks, and we've got a harasser, as well as a scorpion and a commando. Well, the only thing we've got a target on is the harasser, so I'm going to fire with an AC. Unfortunately, it missed. We did expose his structure, though, and killed him. Nice opening fire with our medium pulses, doing a wonderful job. I had been hoping that that slug would have punched through, but we did not need it. Just tore him to pieces. A little bit concerned that we may have lost all those SRM-6s. We kind of need them. I took this mission, if I'm completely honest, more for additional weapon parts than I did for anything else. 7.3% chance of hitting is not tremendous, but hey, I've got 80 rounds, and I don't think I'm going to need all 80 of them. So we're going to open fire with the MMLs. Artemis 4 from off-site. Not a single hit. We only had 10 shots, and we had a 7% chance, so statistically, we are underneath the bar of where we would need to be. Bullet Trap, you're going to stick right nice and close with these APCs. You are going to be the one who guides them home. Omega, on the other hand, well, you have a bit of a sprint ahead of you. So let's get you on the move. Hopefully you don't move through a tile that will get you killed, because that would be tragic. And here comes the leopard. And the leopard able to pick up our peoples. Too bad the doors don't animate to open. That would be pretty cool. Alright, allied movement. Got our second friend in the zone. Third friend maneuvering around the forest. Enemy turn. The commando running forward. Confident and aggressive. Opening fire with a flamer, as well as a couple of SRMs and a medium laser. Not able to actually connect with anything? Nothing. Wow. So we are perfectly okay, and I think possibly within range to axe him. If not, we have a fairly large cannon. Oh no. We're very much in range to axe him. Thank you. And we'll be in forest cover. So, hi. Surprise. Again. Wow. You are just trying to get yourself killed, brother. I didn't realize that you really, really did not want to be a melee mech pilot. I wish I had known that before I spec'd you as one. That is a bit unfortunate. It's a lovely position, too. Long, or SRM fire, bouncing off his frontal armor for the most part, although it would have been nice if we didn't take any damage at all. Super fast repair times, that. Alright, Ripper, can you bail out this poor, poor pilot? No, that's not gonna happen. At least not this turn, anyway. We can provide some supporting fire, but we can't actually bail you. 15 and 11. We're gonna fire the 15 at the commando. It is damage reduction, unfortunately, but any hit is a good hit. And on to Omega. Omega has still quite a hike in order to get out here. He is not the fastest mech. He is indeed in a Hunchback 4G, the absolute standard Hunchback that you can think of. AC-20 in the shoulder, moves at a 4.6, which is not terribly quick. There is a version of this mech, not specifically this one, but it's called the Turboback, and what you do is you drop the medium lasers and a couple of heat sinks, and you upgrade that engine to a 5.8. It's fantastic, because it can be anywhere it needs to be, laying AC-20 shells on anybody. You combine that with a pilot who's an AC-20 specialist, and you're going to have a really good day. Alright, we've got a line of sight. However, can I walk that instead? Because it didn't look like a particularly great shot. It's just a pretty terrible shot all around, so we're going to sprint up here, get as close as we can. We'll use the medium lasers only, I think. So target him, 30%, shot off the AC-20. Fire everything else, though. Well, we did manage to hit him with one of the medium lasers, and it is a penetrating hit, so his leg has been damaged. And brother will be up shortly. Commando on the move, going to get a back shot on brother. And getting big hits on the back. Hopefully the armor is able to hold up. It was. And now hopefully brother will actually be able to do his job. Hey brother, I'm not going to be willing to do this a whole heck of a lot for you if you're only ever going to hit every other hit. Especially at 90% chance accuracies. There we go. Chopping the mech basically in half. Carving that torso out. And now Ripper. I'm not sure if Ripper will actually get the aim. He is, oh no, he will. Very nice. So currently looking at a 37. What does that turn into? A 50%. We'll take the shot. Why not? Coin flip. Coin flip missed. Gotta learn to stop taking risks. And a couple of good hits on the Scorpion. We're not quite sure how much health it has, but we're working on it. Bull Trap is still playing Field Trip Monitor. Just hanging out, saying hi. But that's okay. That's kind of why we've got him here. Get everybody to the leopard. Alright, Ripper's looking to finish this one off. He's got a shot. It's relatively good. Especially with the slug rounds. Another 50%. Well, okay. Well, now you're being astatistical. And we managed to blow something up. Yep, there goes the IC engine. That'll be a vital part. It is gone. That vehicle is finished. Alright, brother. Let's start coming back here. Because we will start heading towards the extraction zone. We won't need to as soon as they all get within range. Everything should be fine. Oh, too bad about Omega showing up right at the end of the battle, not able to really contribute. He did fire a couple of medium lasers, which I suppose did help a bit. Although it didn't, because the medium laser shot hit the leg, and then brother came in and axed the guy in the torso, so it didn't affect the leg at all. It was a moral victory. We'll run on that one. That's 4 units inside the zone. We are perfectly happy to be where we are. And there are no more enemies on the field. Assuming Ray, you can come and pick these people up. Just waiting for them to finish it. And Ripper will be the last one. He will also move to overlook the landing site, as we will pose imposingly on top of the mountain. Oh, Omega. pose as well. Get in line with everybody so we can overlook. And they can look over to who protected them. Oh, we're right on top of the extraction point anyway. We shouldn't need to, because I think we've killed everybody. And what say you, Sumire? Aha, she wants to get us out of here immediately anyway. Well, we were right by the extraction zone anyway, so it wasn't a huge deal. Okay, so let's see what kind of salvage we're going to get. 5 of 21 on that was not tremendous. There may not even be 21 bards there. This could be a bit of a problem. No penetrating hits, no injuries, lovely. And a whole couple of commando parts, AC 20 plus, which we could throw into the Hunchback. Odds are we're going to get a whole bunch of those. And 2 heat sinks. Ooh, this is not tremendous. Well, the AC 20 plus, for the additional capability that it can grant. We could grab a couple of spider parts. Heck, we could grab all 3 spider parts. There's really not a whole bunch of important things here. It's gotten to the point where I'm almost considering to grab those heat sinks. But an SRM 6, I'm thinking? We don't have any SRMs, that's kind of our problem. So grab that. We can use it as a repair bait. So we picked up all the mech parts. Picked up a flamer as well. Most of the SRM 6s we did get saddled with 2 of the IC engines, which is a bit irritating, but hey, we'll work with it. And a hand, and 1 of the heat sinks. I was hoping for 2. Or 1 of the hands. Or, no, heat sinks, yeah. 1 of the heat sinks, I had been hoping for both of them. We do need a double heat sink somewhere. We should check the store while we have cash. If there's a double heat sink in the store, we can fix the Valiant, because I really want to put my Valiant back on the field. It's fantastic. I want to bring that sword and slay enemies, because I think he can do it quite well. So he already had to lose 1 of his medium lasers because of a small glitch in the construction, but I'd like to put him back on the field as soon as possible. Interesting problem. I didn't realize that it would stop me from fielding the mech entirely, and that was kind of the major thing that sort of set me back. I was willing to work without 6 of the heat, although maybe it would have made sense to just pull out the double heatsink kit entirely. Alright, let's see what we've got here. The Hatchet Man took 4 days worth of damage, and the Raven is being worked on as we speak. Automation will be ready in 3 days, which will drastically increase the amount of time we can fix that. Let's do a quick check of the store. Alright, what we need desperately is equipment. Heat equipment. There's a single double heatsink we can get for 500,000 C-bills. I'm not quite there yet, if I'm completely honest with you. I'm not quite in a position, I think, where I would be willing to spend that much. Well, a large pulse laser would be 1 million. Okay, that's a bit unfortunate. That is rather terribly unfortunate, actually. Let's cycle on for a couple of days and so that we can get automation all completed. Lovely. And I'm taking a look. 17 days and a single day left on the Hatchet Man. So let's do a quick check. Most of our pilots are still recovering slightly. There's really not much we can do, unfortunately. Let's check out what happens when I pull that double heatsink kit out of the Valiant. See if we can bring him back on the field. Right now, his heat efficiency is 54 for 30. He does not need it. Double heatsink kit out. He's 1 ton overweight. Pull the double heatsink out. And add in 2 bog standard heatsinks. And that puts us to a heatsinking of 30 for 30. So the ER medium lasers get a bit hot, but we don't really care. Although, he does generate 3 heat per turn. So shooting weapons is probably something we don't really need to do. We've only got 2 ER medium lasers anyway, so it's not a big deal. And at the end of the day, this will probably make the repair costs a little bit cheaper, and this gives us another double heatsink kit to do other things with, which could be quite useful. We just need to find enough double heatsinks to support it, or, you know, a mech that has a fusion core of 250 or above. So that'll take us 2 days and 3,400 C-bills in order to get our Valiant back on the field. And I'm going to put it right here, because I want it up and ready in 2 days. And we will let the dates chug on a little bit more. Alright, the Valiant and the Hatchet Man are complete. Quick check on both mechs. So both of them are fully capable and ready to rock. The Raven is under construction, repair. Construction. Considering it's going to take us a month to finish up. 1 more day for the pilots. And there we go. A little accident. An alarm goes off in the command center, drawing your attention. Darius checks her readout and says, "Commander, something just exploded in the mech bay." A moment later, Yang's voice comes over the comm. "Sorry, boss. We had a little accident down here. Nothing to worry about. Nothing's on fire. Just, one of the techs having an off day. We'll get it straightened out." We'll trust Yang to handle the situation. Darius starts out of his seat to investigate, but you hold up a hand to stop him. "Chief's got it, so let's give him that. Whatever's happened is embarrassing enough that he isn't telling us specifics. If he needs us, he'll say so." Darius says, "If you're sure." Later, Yang reports one of the lifters sprang a leak and will need repairs. Company suffers -2 tech points for the next 30 days, which really kind of sucks at the beginning of the month. And we suck down 500,000 C-bills every single turn. Well, every single month, which kind of sucks. So that's going to do it for today's episode. My question to you guys is, should I keep doing the events and the voices and everything like that? We did that back for Season 1 because it was fun and we were role-playing it all, but I can understand how some people might find that to be somewhat annoying. So leave a comment down below whether or not you want me to continue sort of doing the voices for the mission briefings and for the events, and if we want to do the events at all, because I can just read through them real quick and grab one of the decisions. It's completely up to you. Let me know. Our Raven will be ready in 18 days, although it's going to take longer than that once we start putting stuff on it to figure out how it's going to fight. We do have a double heatsink kit, just not enough double heatsinks to make it work. We'll figure something out. Anyway, I've been Tarek. If you like what you've been seeing, hit that like button and subscribe. If you want to see a notification every time I release one of these videos, press that little bell icon, leave a comment, and I will see you all in the next episode.